portable stage that we can actually move around the grounds, depending on the weather. When it's colder, we put it in the sun. You know, be a covered stage and everything, use it for floats. So hopefully we have this maybe built by September, so we can use it and do a good thing. So yeah, we do have our well, it won't be done in that, but June, I think June 5th is our actual run. Instead of being that late in the season, we're gonna do it early in the season. I believe it's June 5th.
Whatever's the first Sunday.
So, all right, so that pretty much covers entertainment and stuff. You know, with your area, your chapter, and pretty much all of our areas and Eagle Riders chapters, we do better by supporting each other. You know, obviously, we all have a group that's close to us that helps to support us, but when we do functions, we need to support each other. We need to help show up for each other. I know sometimes that's hard because especially during riding season, it gets busy and we're all being thrown off in many different directions. Where, we want you here, we want you here, and we want to support as many people as we can, but I think we need to do, a great job at supporting each other as far as Eagle Riders chapters to the best of our ability. So just trying to keep that in mind as we start getting into the next riding season, because
Let us know when your Christmas parties are, we're gonna crash them all.
Talking about riding also is, I don't think none of us actually complain, because we are a riding club, but, I know I had some outside clubs said, oh, the ride was long, this and that. I don't know. Miles of distance for the run on Saturday. Does anybody have any suggestions? How many miles, 60, 80, 100 miles? What do you want to do?
We don't care.
I would personally try and keep it to about an hour and a half as far as the time. The miles isn't as important as the time. You don't want to draw everybody away from the event and have the vendors not being vended and stuff like that. So I would try and keep the ride to about an hour and a half time.
All right, what does everybody want to do for leave time on a ride on Saturday?
For the what?
Kickstands up. Anybody want to talk about what time we pull out?
If you leave at 11, if you have pass you at 11 o'clock, that gets you back at 12:30, which is right about lunchtime.
Usually the routes in Jersey, they're roughly, for a nice ride, you're talking hour and 45 minutes, around there somewhere. Just the way to do the loop, because if you do a shortcut, then you hit the wrong road and it just jams up, it's unsafe. And
With Plymouth, we gotta stop at 3 bars in an hour and 45.
yeah, I know that. Me too, trust me. I don't get this name for nothing.
Somebody stop and poke
An hour
us.
and 45 is from the first bike out to the first bike is back. The last guy back,
Right.
an hour behind.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully, now this goes back to the whole, group riding thing. When we did the last event down in Bridgewater, we were pretty good with the road captains that we had out there and not going too fast so that the group, is
Fanned out, yeah.
8 miles down the road. So if you go at a nice pace where everybody can sort of stay as a pack, you don't have to worry about that last bike being, way out there and lost from the group. So it has a lot to do with the person setting the pace in the front and good qualified road captains, which again, the last time we did it, it worked out really well.
And the run will be insured too, by the AMA, American Motorcycle Association. So.
I think that we usually do the rides for ourselves, a sign of unity and brotherhood. But to everybody, everywhere we go, we're blocking traffic. The people who are trying to go about their daily lives are like, damn bikers, how long is this gonna take now? Why don't we go right down the middle of Main Street and show them what we're all about?
Oh, we do that too.
Why are we doing what we're doing? We're not just blocking traffic for a day, we're raising money for children. And if you got something against that, then what's that say about you? Prove a point.
How many
bikers do you think are gonna show up for this?
A lot.
Suggestion is, once we get a good idea of how many we have showing up, then start planning kickstands up time, because if it's gonna be 3,000 bikes, you may wanna do it.
We've had 3,000 bikes there.
Yeah,
I mean, more than that.
I
Yeah.
mean,
We're getting 3,000 bikes out onto a ride and back.
then
yeah,
back, so in
we've
all
had it,
fairness,
but they got crazy, but if there is 3,000 bikes, then there's 3,000 bikes, then
Yeah,
we'll have to
but-
deal with it.
decide on start and end times
Yep.
when you get a good idea of how many you have.
Well, as we get closer to it, the last couple of years, we had donated to 174 PBA, local police department, from our own Eagle Rider, because they did help us for the first couple of turns, last couple of times we go out. And they're very appreciative, and they will be helping us out more, so, and they don't have a problem with us one bit. They actually love us now, I think.
Once we do determine what our charity is gonna be, and especially if it's one that's very well recognized, what we might wanna do is send a couple of trucks or something out just ahead of the group with a couple of nice big banners, so that as we go by, everybody knows what we're doing. You know, when you see a big, huge sign going by saying for St. Jude's Charity Hospital, next thing you know, everybody's all excited about it instead of being pissed off that they're stuck at a light, for, you
You see
know.
those rolling billboard trucks, that's all they are.
Exactly, so
Have them in advance of the.
our,
Might not be a bad idea for Ray for us to give a small donation to the PBA also in that area.
Yeah,
No, we do.
Every year.
We do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last 2 years,
Okay.
we have been, and we donated $200 last year and $400 this year, that we just passed, so.
And then the house back to the place after they're off duty.
Oh, yeah, but they never do come back, but some do, some don't.
yeah, we had,
Actually,
Some of them ride, sure.
some of them do show up, you don't even know.
Linda, you got a question?
Yes, and area newspapers, letting everybody know and having, yeah. Get that going.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
advertising around there is a little funny with us bikers, you know, it's, especially 101.5, which is a big Jersey radio station. They actually, I heard them the other day talking about something about it, like, but they're very lenient, because if they do publicize ours, and a 1%er says, oh, you talked about theirs, but you're not gonna talk about, so then they're dealing with lawsuits.
That's
So,
another,
Yeah, but-
they don't ask.
If you go through the charity, like if you go to St. Jude's and tell them you're gonna be raising the money for them and have them publicize it, it might be different.
Yeah, I do that all the time. I already let the hospital or whatever organization that we're raising money for at the beginning of the year, 8, 9 months ahead of time. I always let them know that. Like the War Heart and Lung that we did money for last year. We let them know. They actually have advertisement company in the hospital.
Right.
They do all the advertising, and they got us flyers for nothing, everything, you know.
They'll help you out quite a bit.
They have their own public relations, they did all the flyers and this and that.
What is Bridgewater, a village township? It was a
Township.
Township. You go to a village board meeting and announce what you want, what you plan on doing, and ask for the blessing and support from, tell them.
I'd rather not do that, because, this way, then they're gonna start asking for maybe permits and all that.
It's on your property.
Yeah, I
No,
know that,
but-
but they're gonna start wanting permits and this and that, but the police said, don't worry about it, just do what you're doing.
As long as
Because
we
nobody's
know.
Keep
complaining.
giving us money.
But if you start going to meetings and stuff, they're gonna be asking, so then we're gonna have to spend more money. Then they're gonna say, oh, you gotta do the permit for this, and you gotta do the permit for that, and the police already know that. So they just said, do what you're doing.
One of the things that we came up at the last meeting that we had in Bridgewater is Ray's PRO. Rob used to work in broadcast media and still has a lot of connections. And he's gonna try and help us in that area, with getting us hopefully some free advertising about the event. So again, if you know somebody who knows somebody that's in any type of media that can help get us more advertising time out there and support for us, certainly bring it to us and use all the help we can get.
So what's the 30-second radio spot go for, local radio station?
No idea. No idea.
I'm sure we can find out. I ask them.
I'm sure. I'm good, right? Well, the other thing you have to remember is that most places all around here are all on cable TV. And most all of the cable TV stations do also offer public access for nonprofit groups. So that's another area that we'll obviously need to look into. And if your chapter has a PRO, make sure your PRO, public relations officer, is in touch with all the other PROs and let them share information, because we have them because that's what they're best at doing. I know Tom and Ray were over there, before the meeting brainstorming about sending information out to each other and to other PROs. So if you don't have a PRO in your chapter, you probably should, because the more information we continue to send out, not only to your chapter, but other area chapters and area and other areas, and your friends and your neighbors and your relatives, the more people know about us, the more recognition we're going to get and the more support we're going to get to, all of our events, not to mention this Jamboree. Let's move on to another. Go ahead.
As far as, you guys were saying, like, pull a banner or something through, ahead of the ride. My company rents those programmable message boards that say, like, right lane closed ahead or something like that. You could tow that behind a pickup truck ahead of us, put whatever you want on there, motorcycle
And behind.
Sports, there's something to think about that. That's, everybody sees those.
So these are all, really, good ideas, and again, we need to take a lot of these ideas and we need people to spearhead them a little bit and put them into fruition, make them happen. Let's talk a little bit about wearables and memorabilia. T-shirt, obviously, everybody goes to biker events, everybody knows they're gonna buy a t-shirt, okay? So we talked about keeping, one logo and then doing a date with it, a date and a location, so that every year everybody's gonna come back and they want another one. I have one from 2016, I have one from 2017. Every year you're gonna wanna have a new one, maybe change the logo, the colors to it or something, but that's gonna be a big portion of it. And what we talked about was trying to find a vendor who does mobile printing, so that they don't have to print a whole bunch of shirts that are gonna be left in a pile because nobody bought the smalls and mediums, because bikers are all 2X and 3X. Which is the size that go most, except for Chris, he wears a small, because he wants to be tight. But anyway, we talked about trying to find a mobile, someone who does mobile printing, so this way you'll be able to say, I want mine on a black shirt in 2X, and they'll just be able to make it for you right then and there. There are many companies that do it. If we can find someone who is willing to be interested in coming to that event to do it, that'd be awesome. So if you know anybody.
Steve, last meeting, I told you I have a company, and I called them and they're seeing if they can get a crew and before that date.
Awesome.
They do a lot of events around.
We just gotta give them a template, right?
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
to
we'll
look
just
at the logo.
give them the artwork, and then they'll do the screens and be ready to go
Yeah,
there.
we gotta Laconia.
But we not, sorry, don't we have like that, or is, you're not gonna use that national
What?
Jamboree?
Well, we did, we have the, what we made up as a National Jamboree logo. If everybody's happy with the logo that we have now, we can just use that logo and then add, date, location to it.
One of the
I don't
guys-
have a problem with that. Obviously, I have much cleaner artwork than what's on these, papers, but, Rick?
One of the guys in Marlboro, who's also the state secretary for Massachusetts, he has a t-shirt shop, so
Okay.
I'll ask him.
Is he
Well-
mobile?
I don't know.
Well, so between.
We'll
your
find
guy-
out.
Between your guy that you know, find out about him, and Mike has a guy, let's find out about him. Let's see if we can get some pricing from, from them.
Yeah.
And see if they're, number one, interested in doing it and what they would charge us to do that. So,
Show them the logo.
I'll send the artwork up to you, so that
Okay.
you have the artwork and can ask
I
for
do
it.
recommend that, as you see Steve's shirt that he's wearing, you can see that through the vest. Shirt that I'm wearing is left breast pocket, which is typical t-shirt print, you can't really see that, so,
This'll probably be,
yeah, do it
Either a
front
large-
and back, small in front, maybe back, we go with the same thing, or, we'll
Yep.
put the date on the front or the back or
Done
something.
them all the years, I never
But,
did that.
maybe what we'll end up doing, what we did for one of our events,
I don't believe
the Lexi's Dream Ride, what we did is we did the
Years.
logo on the front, and then we listed all the vendor sponsors on the backside. And, obviously look for, donations, more
That's a
donations,
big
and
thing,
in
do it that
lieu
way.
of, getting, paid or whatever,
Charity.
we're advertising for you on the back, so.
Yeah.
We can think about something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
we need to put the charity on there too.
Well, the charity also is gonna be a big thing, and like I said, we need to, so a lot of times you can get the charity to donate, donate shirts, so they may be able to send, shirts that have it already printed on one side, and then just add ours to the front. There's a lot of different options and ideas. So-
Usually the logo will be smaller, the charity will be larger on the shirt, and if you wanna do the vendors, all the vendors usually go on the back.
So that's wearables and memorabilia. I don't know what else you may wanna do for memorabilia. Hats is something that a lot of people like. Bandanas is a lot of, something that a lot of people like.
Pins are expensive.
Actually, they're not.
Actually not.
These pins,
Custom pins are expensive.
these were,
Where's
this
the-
was a custom pin. I found a company online called, Pins Are Us or something like that. Pins Are Us, or, We Pin, something like, it was one of the companies I found online. And they were not only was he very reasonable, but he was also very knowledgeable of saying, for the type of print you want to do, you should do this type of pin for a very small amount more money. I can do a double clasp on the back so they don't spin around on a round pin as opposed to the single one. So, we'll see. For any of you that might have missed Jill, I just had these pins done up, the Eagle Riders pin. I have them, they're $3 a piece.
They're full color, they're not like.
Full
the
color,
ones
not
that you
the
get
ones
from-
that you get from
Model
Lee.
it.
It's not it.
Model it.
Model
Well,
pin.
pretty much everybody saw them. Wait.
Don't be a 360. Don't be a 360. Don't win a 360.
As you can see,
I have a whole bag. I have a whole bag.
I put that up on my Connecticut Eagle Riders page, the pins, and I immediately started hearing from Billy Lale out in California. She said, I'm gonna send you a check, send me a dozen. And I had someone else say, hold 24 for me, I wanna send them out. I was right up in Torrington, so
I think the national sales thing, they'll bring money for this. Something
everything.
as simple as a pin.
Well, that's again, there's gonna be chapters and people that are gonna be able to make it to your event. There's gonna be people that aren't gonna be able to make it, that are still gonna wanna purchase a shirt, a hat, a pin, or something like that. Similarly to Sturgis, there's people that buy a Sturgis shirt every year.
Never gone.
That have never gone, but, I'm personally not in favor of that, but there's people that do it all the time.
You gonna have that online?
We could definitely look into being able to do it online, and once we have the funds to do it, set up a website for it. So, as a matter of fact, Jill,
Yes.
you wanna grab a hat from somebody and go around? What we've been doing at every meeting is we've just been going around doing pass the hat, and whatever you wanna throw in there, and we've been putting that into our fund to keep our treasury going up, so we'll be able to start doing some stuff.
I need to put something in there first.
So you calling for a wallet? All right, so while Jill's doing that, you're digging around in your pocket. So memorabilia, the other thing that we probably can get, maybe the charity to donate for us, once we choose a charity is instead of doing the Tyvek bands that we do for wristbands, a lot of times, you know, the rubber bracelets that go on there. Let's just say, for instance, it's gonna be St. Jude's. Maybe we can get them to donate the bracelets that say St. Jude's on there and do those. They stand up better.
We could use that for a weekend ad.
And we can use that for our weekend pass.
Dinner tonight?
I have to take off for a couple hours. With the meeting in Plymouth next month, we have a benefit going on that evening, if anybody wants to stick around. We have the Delta Thunder Band playing, they play Southern Rock. Great band. Benefits for a kid who, mom and him were in the car, they were pulling out of the parking lot. Moms were drag racing. The kid was in the hospital, died. Feel better now. 100% of the money goes to that kid.
You get the flyer for that? Get me the flyer, I'll make some.
Yeah, well, get the flyer up, not only will we get you some money, but we'll also get it up on all of our pages, get it out there.
Thank you, everybody.
I have a TV show called Saturday Road Show. I'm going to film in the studio on Ivy Street. They're all over a couple hours and all that. I could also shoot you guys a commercial for free if you want. Figure out what you want to do. You can shoot a commercial. And then we can send it out to
Another idea that was brought to me, and I think it's a good idea, is to have a organized ride gathering up people and money on the way down to the Jamboree. Chris and Ray came up with this idea to.
You want me to jump on it?
Go ahead, go, please.
So the plan is, whatever chapters are
Stand up,
planning on
Kyle.
attending.
Stand up.
Stand up, please.
Can't hear you.
Whatever chapters are planning on attending the Jamboree, the goal was to find a center point to leave from, and we wanted to leave 3 days before the Jamboree. And basically I wanted Steve to make a route to hit whatever Eagle Riders chap. Oh, I thought you were doing this. I was like, I saw you. Basically to hit every Eagles club in a certain route, leaving from Connecticut, going all the way up to New Hampshire, coming down through New York, through Pennsylvania, into Delaware, and ending up on Saturday at the Jamboree on Saturday, collecting donation checks from each area for whatever the cause is that we're gonna give to from the Jamboree proceeds. So what I wanted was, I wanted between 4 and 6 from each chapter that's gonna attend the Jamboree to ride with us and do this ride through these, whatever it is, 6 states or 5 states, and end up at the Jamboree with, you know, a shit ton of checks from each area towards that charity. And so what I really wanted was guys who are gonna take reliable bikes that can make that run, and I wanted each area to kind of throw up a fund to help pay for the 2 hotel rooms and the fuel for the bikes. It's definitely something to think about, because if you think about it and we hit, you know, 14 areas or 20 areas, whatever it is, if each one gives us a minimum of $100, it's still well worth it, even with all those bikes running there. And we're Eagle Riders, so we have no problem sleeping on top of each other in hotel rooms.
I know where you're going.
So I guess what I'm saying is, after we decide what this is all gonna go towards, you know, after the Jamboree, what we're gonna make these donations towards, you know, find these guys from each chapter that you can confidently say, hey, we'll be there at 8 o'clock in the morning on,
That's a great idea.
I wanna say it's Wednesday morning that we planned on, before the Jamboree, and we're gonna ride, we're gonna head up to New Hampshire, we're gonna hit the areas on the way up, we're gonna stay in New Hampshire, we're gonna wake up the next day, we're gonna head down to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has a shit ton of areas, so we're gonna make a route going through Pennsylvania. We're gonna stay in Pennsylvania the next night, And then the next morning, we're gonna head down through Delaware, hit a couple areas, and we're gonna end up at the Jamboree, honking our horns, revving our motors with a fucking handful of checks for that charity.
You know, that's a great idea, and we should put it out there. So you're doing like northeast kind of deal?
Pretty much, yeah.
People coming from Ohio would do
Do the same thing.
central west. Anybody come from down south?
You gotta contact the areas ahead of time.
Do all that, yeah.
So I
Let's put
guess,
it out there.
I guess what I'm
Otherwise,
asking
what are you
for
gonna
is
get?
the
They're
guys
not
that are
gonna give you
attending the
nothing.
Jamboree and the chapters, get 3 or 4 guys that you can confidently count on to, I wanna leave.
I wanna do that. Who's gonna barbecue for me?
I wanna have a confident 3 people from each chapter, 2 or 3. So basically you're looking at, 12 to 15 bikes for the Jamboree that are gonna do this ride. And, end up, with a decent amount of money that we can help out, and the guys who are riding can have a good time too.
You got a set of flags too.
We got the flag set up going on, and I think it's just an extra addition to where, all you guys are gonna be down there, you two are gonna be on the fucking microphone like always, and just cool to have that 20 bikes rolling in, like, hey, they're bringing us more money, and oh wait, look, they're Eagle Riders, and it's just, I think it would be something cool to be like, hold the phones, they're pulling in right now, you know what I mean? And I think it would be something really great for the Jamboree.
And also in helping to spread the word about Eagle Riders, because, hitting the clubs that have Eagle Riders, they know about us already. Hitting the areas that don't have Eagle Riders,
Where you guys
and
going?
getting
Where
a
you
check
guys
from
going?
them, will help garner a lot of excitement about
You gotta
Eagle
do that
Riders.
ahead of time though.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You gotta do that ahead of time, otherwise they won't approve it.
Well, again, we'll let them know that we're coming. This is something, that's why we're trying to have these meetings now, get these ideas nailed down, and put a game plan together so that we can actually make this happen before September.
Right.
So, Chris will be working with Ray and myself, we'll be working on the, marking where they are and starting together route for them. And I'll get in touch with some of the other state coordinators and see if perhaps they can get a similar type of run going down and sending a check up as well. So, there's a lot of ideas, there's a lot of ways to raise money and also excitement about what we do. So, just brainstorm, come up with ideas, come up with, different ways to help. Again, we're looking to promote Eagle Riders and keep Eagle Riders growing in a positive way, and getting us a lot more recognition than we have already. Again, most of you guys already know that the Grand considers us just little clubs within the club as far as the areas are concerned. We know that we're a lot more than that. We just need to get everybody else to recognize the fact that we're a lot more than that. And, it's gonna take us to do that. We can't look for somebody else to do it for us, we're gonna have to do it for ourselves. So let's move on to, well, we talked about vendors, so anybody that that has anything that's either motorcycle, oriented, or something that will work for the event, that's a vendor that wants to sell something, get us their name and number, and we will get them involved with the event. Everybody that's here has been to bike events. Bikers love vendors. Bikers love to spend money and buy shit, whether we need it or not, and we like to spend a lot of money. So a lot of vendors help attract a lot of attention.
If anybody knows anybody that's got them big tractor trailers and they take up like a quarter acre of goods, bring them.
Yeah, a company like Hot Leathers or something like that.
Something,
So, no matter how big or small the vendor is, we've got the space for it. We've got plenty of space. So, let's talk about raffles for a minute. We're gonna have, 3 different type of raffles. You're gonna have your 50-50 raffle, which everybody knows what a 50-50 raffle is. Then we're also gonna do a donated prize, raffle. And what we're looking for, again, we gotta try and stay away from your restaurants and delis and stuff like that, only because we're gonna be coming from so many different places that it's not gonna be feasible unless it is a national chain. Don't like, if it was, just for a stupid, like, say it was Domino's, and Domino's wanted to donate, $100 thing that's good at any Domino's anywhere, that's a good prize we could use. But if it's only good at, Pizza Parlor A, and he's only in Bridgewater, that's not gonna work. So donated prizes, anything that you know that can be, used or donated, that's biker-ish, or food item, or anything that'll work for this type of an event, please solicit it and get it done. And we will definitely get them, onto the list of vendors and, and donators for the event. And then the other thing that we talked about, was to try and do a motorcycle raffle, okay? It'll be great if we could get somebody to do, and once we choose the charity, maybe easier to do it, but to do a donated bike, build a custom bike possibly and donate it for the event, possibly, a theme-oriented bike, to the charity. There's a lot of ideas for it, but I think doing a bike raffle, if we have to, do a raffle, just, get the bike and raffle it off, so many tickets, we can do that too. But if we could do something that's donated, that would be awesome. So,
A donated bike would be great.
yeah.
If we get a new bike from Harley Davidson or something like that, the only thing is, they're not gonna give you the bike and wait for the raffle to be done and pay for the bike. What you gotta do is, you gotta actually get a loan for the bike. As you sell the tickets, the money's gotta all come into one account and pay the monthly fees until all the tickets are sold, and pay the bike off, and then give the bike away. That's the only thing, you gotta sell. If we do get a new bike, everybody's gotta get a bunch of ticket books and sell the shit out of the tickets. You gotta sell them real quick.
Oh, okay, yes. We got about 25 minutes, and then we gotta be out of here by 4. There's another event up here.
Okay.
So anyway, the motorcycle raffle. So if you know anybody or can help in that area, please get the information to us, and the sooner the better, because this type of thing where you start selling tickets now all the way until September, and then you're gonna have the drawing.
I know a guy poking over Harley Davidson, and one of the mechanics there, he might be able to, because he's also a bike builder, he might be able to, it might not be a new bike, but it might be a customized bike.
That's fine.
He'd be more than happy to build it himself, for sure.
Okay, well,
We get in touch with him, see what I can,
let's find out if there's
Bring it up
interest in
next
that.
meeting, because if it's a bike, we gotta do it now. Really, we gotta do it now. It takes a lot of time to sell all them tickets.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause you're talking 500 tickets.
also,
You wanna sell them before the
You gotta
event.
start waiting for it.
You wanna sell as much as possible, trust me.
If something screwed up happens, like it rains, God forbid that bad word, you're just trying to sell out on the day of the event, the beginning of the event, you're chasing it, correct?
We'll probably do them in books of 10, and long before the event, we'll send tickets out to every chapter to try and sell tickets.
Just talk to my guy, see what I can get.
Okay. I got a couple of people in mind also that I'm gonna, talk to about that as well. So, let's see.
What do
What
you guys
else?
feel about doing 250/50, one Friday, one Saturday, or?
Oh, yeah.
one day?
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Because you got more winners if you do two,
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah, we'll do, we did it, that's what we did last time.
Yeah,
So
Friday
Friday
and
and
Saturday.
Saturday.
You wanna put that down, speak line, 250/50. Friday and Saturday.
The TT's got it.
I got it.
TT's got it.
I hear you.
Who else has any ideas, suggestions? Something you wanna bitch and moan about? Go.
I don't wanna be a killjoy or anything, but.
Good, don't
when
be
you
a
talk-
killjoy.
When you talking about like the raffle, I'm not that sure. Usually you have to register in the state where you're having the raffle. And.
You do, yeah.
So, in New Jersey, that's what you would have to do. And you have to be careful about what you put on Facebook and how you
But
distribute
as a
tickets.
501c, we don't have to pay for that, you just gotta register for it.
Right, but in addition to that, you're talking about distributing tickets. Now all of a sudden you're getting outside that state, you get into federal laws. So you just have to be careful in that area. That would be more like word of mouth and just handing it to people as opposed to putting anything on the media.
We'll look into that and find out what the
Yeah, that's
regulations are.
And with the 50/50, I have seen a lot of times, people say, oh, 50/50, and one prize, it's all gone. A lot of times you can do the price,
Yeah, the
35%.
50/50
10%
is, when we have 50/50, we are registered in the township, to have that.
Yeah, but as far as giving out the prizes, instead of giving out, keeping half of the charity, half for prizes, not one prize, but maybe like do 35% for first prize, 10% for second, 5% for third. So this way, people think they have more than one shot.
Winners, yeah.
But then that's not a 50.
Well, it's not a 50-50, but it's more
Well,
of a cash,
No,
more of a
they-
cash round.
It's 50% going out in prizes, so it is 50-50.
So, but again, we've got a lot of time between now and then to work out the details. on it.
50, 20, 30. They do have raffle tickets like that.
Yeah.
They do have that on the raffle ticket.
January still open for a meeting,
Yes,
I'll throw our name in there for that.
okay.
And I'll give you an exact date for a Saturday meeting, I just gotta double check with the club and make sure what Saturday's available.
Okay, so January meeting, Sleepy Hollow. Let's look at the calendar and see what,
No, Plymouth is in January.
Plymouth is next month, December 12th.
I'm sorry.
And then February's back to you.
Yeah, and February.
February's January's open. December we have,
Let's see, John, let's check for the 16th.
Yeah.
Let's check for the 16th.
We'll look at the 16th.
Okay, no, somehow my phone was screwed up. It was January.
It's the same as one of those two here.
16th or 23rd would probably be good.
I'll get the dates as soon as I get that.
so it's gonna be either the 16th or the 23rd in Sleepy Hollow. He's gotta check the calendar at the club, see if it's available. So the 16th or the 23rd, so mark those down on your calendar to keep those dates open. As soon as we have it definite, I will send it out to everybody.
Same meeting time.
Same meeting, yeah,
One o'clock seems to work for everybody.
We'll say one, but when we're ready for the,
Right.
say 12.
Getting to Sleepy Hollow on a Saturday afternoon.
All right, so it's either 16th or 23rd.
Right. All right, so again, the December meeting, next month's meeting is the 12th. That's in Plymouth, PA. And as Mike said, they have a function at night, so if you think you'd like to stay over and party all night, you know, some of us just can't help ourselves. And then January, they're 16 or 23, and then the February is, where's the meeting?
Harley Oak,
What's that date?
2137.
8.
The 20th, right?
February's the 20th in Bridgewater, New Jersey.
Comedy.
How many nights? February?
Yes, it was.
27th.
Right, we're talking about the 20th is Harley Oak, right?
Yeah, the 20th is Harley Oak, yeah.
All right.
We had the same problem that we did last year, that we had this year, we had to work that out.
What's Harley Oak?
Oh,
Those would you like to expand on?
after we had the meeting in Bridgewater last year, and we, had some libations and had some fun at the Airy. Then we went down a couple exits a little further down the road, and at this bar down there, they have something called a Harley Okie, which is literally a biker-themed
Drunk fest.
karaoke type event, but they also had a lot of other bar games going on.
Circus
as well.
sideshow kind of
It was
crazy
kind,
shit,
it was
yeah.
just like a complete fun night with all kinds of different games on stage. They gave away lots of prizes. They have an MC. There was a lot of clubs there in the place. Everybody was well behaved. It was just a lot of fun.
And the hotel's right there.
And the hotels were right there, so
You don't have to
again,
drive.
what we did is instead of staying up by Bridgewater's area, we actually stayed at the hotels that were right in walking distance from the Harley Okie. So we drank, and then we walked to our hotels, passed out, and then got up and went to breakfast in the morning and rubbed our heads.
And you
I'll send you the info, unless you still have the info, I'll send you the info of the 2 hotels that are in that area. I advise you to book them now. As soon as you see that post, book them, because if you wait too long,
They'll be booked
the
up.
place gets packed. I mean,
Yeah.
it gets packed. You've been there.
I think this is a big place.
Smells like weed when you
It's
walk in.
a decent sized bar. It's actually a couple of bars.
It's like,
It's a guest stage, and one of our newest members, he was up there. He had to put a marshmallow in his mouth. He had to say "chubby bunny." There's each one. There's three
It's just
or
fun.
four people there.
Good time.
And then each time, they couldn't swallow the marshmallow, they had to put another marshmallow. And whoever could say chubby bunny, tell it. I mean, there's different games and people sing.
Leather and lace for the women.
Once a year.
Win a contest.
That's why the meeting is at our place specifically, so we can go to
Now that we
that.
know.
Again,
And the Eagle Riders for the most representative club have about probably 30 clubs over in there.
try more of that.
Well, we'll see. It's fun seeing that.
So, a lot of fun. You know, obviously,
Something to do in the middle of the winter.
we're planning an event, we all love to get together and have fun, so.
Maybe I should, do up a, I don't know if we could do events now. I'm sorry, but I just wanna backtrack real quick. Our Facebook page, we got up to so many people on our thing, we had a security thing, and it went from a friend thing to a like page. We lost all our pictures, everything.
We got too
We
popular.
lost everything,
We got too popular.
because we got too popular, I guess, who knows? It really, it's saddening.
Nice problem to have.
It's stupid. Well, not-
No, because we lost all
Up to
our
that
pictures.
point, yeah, but
On Facebook, you're only allowed to have 5,000 friends. After that, they can either follow or.
For some reason, we had 4,000 or 30 something.
Yeah, you're only
But I
allowed
think it did
minimum.
get up to 5,000, but I think we
5,000 is it.
lost a lot. And it was nuts, it just went.
Don't you have to close it at a certain point and then open it?
we're working on that.
It took us almost a month to get it back online so we could get on it and do it.
There's nothing on there.
So if you have a friend page, change it over. If you change it over to a like page, do that now before you.
There's different rules. If you're a friends page, it's different from if you're a group page, from if you're an organization page, from if you're
Okay.
an event. There's many different things, so just keep that in mind.
I think in the last year and a half, with all the stuff we've been doing, everybody, it just blew out. And I think we got like 2,000 friends, in a year and a half, 2 years or something, it just went.
All right, did everybody sign the attendance sheet? Okay. Once I enter all this information, I will send this out to everybody who is on it, so that everybody has everybody else's information. Also, one of the information on here is if you have a Facebook page, so this way everybody can be friends with each other and help be in contact with each other. Does anybody else have anything as far as the Jamboree, before we put the room back together a little bit?
Before we break the meeting down, I would just like to know what areas that are present have upcoming events. Can you give us that information, please? You guys would like support?
Anything?
You got the Christmas party?
We're idle right now, so we'll find out where everybody else is going.
Christmas party December 9th.
Tuesday, I'll start planning like the life lesson.
PTO,
Find
right,
out
that's-
where everybody else is at.
All right, hold on, let me give you our, yeah, what everybody else knows. Saturday, the 16th. Saturday, the 16th, 2016, of April 2016 is gonna be Noah's bike blessing. 16th of April, 2016, Noah's bike blessing and ride.
Just briefly, speaking of dates and calendars and stuff, all of your, have your secretaries and our PR people get in touch with me. I just will work with Ray so we can share calendars more easily instead of trying to.
Yeah, I understand, yeah.
Yeah, one of the 16th, is Saturday the 16th. The other,
Time.
I will get that out, but we usually start registration at about 10 in the morning, I think.
10.
10, I think that's what we've had before.
Christmas
We
party,
usually do.
Yeah, Christmas parties, who's got a Christmas party coming up? Nobody? All right, no,
We do.
Seb,
The Eagle Riders have one on the 18th.
which Eagle Riders?
Us,
Yeah, no,
I don't know, 544. 588. You guys wanna come?
What else do I have? I'm also with the Connecticut Eagle Riders page that I started. I'm also, as soon as I have 2 minutes to work on it, gonna be putting a calendar on there as well for the 4 Connecticut chapters and all the other chapters that are close enough to us. As you start to send events to us, Ray will keep it on our webpage, but I'll also get that on the Connecticut Eagle Riders calendar so that everybody knows what everybody else is doing. You know, we're close enough to a lot of chapters to support a lot of different things. You know, from Southbridge, they're close to Vermont, they're close to a lot of places. Everybody's close to different stuff, so
We're right on the Connecticut border.
you're right on the Connecticut border, I know. So we'll, again, we'll support each other. Does anybody else have anything they want to offer, enter, say?
December 18th, I think, who's Chuck? Wallingford. December 18th, I think, is their Christmas party.
Yeah, December is a very, very tough month because everybody gets so busy with parties, your work party, your home
Traffic
party, your
sucks.
Eagle Ride party. Traffic sucks. Well, in Connecticut, as you know, traffic sucks all the
Yeah,
time.
we come out of Jersey, I find your traffic sucks too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know what state to connect.
Well, I go from 85 in Jersey to 5 miles in Connecticut.
Yeah, we know, we have 2 traffic.
We have it
We
too,
turn
don't
the
worry.
traffic.
All right, we raised, from passing the hat for this meeting, we raised $205. That'll go into the treasury, and, again, I wanna thank all of you guys and gals. When I say guys, I mean everybody, all of you people, for coming and, participating in this.
All my peeps.
Go back, again, go back to your home chapters and see if you can
Don't
figure
leave
out.
yet, though.
If
Don't
you
leave
can
yet.
figure out, oh, don't leave, we're gonna go downstairs, right? Go back to your chapters and figure out what piece of this jamboree you guys can step up and help with. Again, if we can get every different chapter that's involved in our area to help with just one piece of it. And it doesn't mean that you have to be, close enough to it to work on it at a daily basis. Let's just say let's just say security, okay? Let's say Stroudsburg says, okay, the day of the event, or the weekend of the event, we'll handle security. When you get there, you just assign some guys and take care of, security around the event. So everybody can help out. It doesn't mean you have to be right next to the event to do it. So, we just brought it up through in the list, but we didn't really talk about it. There's not a lot involved with security. We just want to, make sure that people aren't doing, stupid things. Sometimes people drink and they get a little carried away. We'll put them back in their tents, tuck them in for the night, make sure nobody's starting a ground fire out by their camper. Because we only have a permit for, one.
No armbands and
More
AKs?
safety than security.
No armbands and AKs?
We probably won't need that. Yeah.
We definitely need somebody with signage, people coming in,
Yeah, we're definitely gonna
direction, and that's the main thing. It's gotta be organized. We have a lot of people coming in, we need people there to point people to go where to park and where to camp and this and that. We definitely need that.
The logistics of having this in
I mean,
our area.
it is 18 acres, but it's a small road getting in, a small driveway, and we just need people flowing, and we have 12 walkies, 6 walkie-talkies.
For those of you that haven't been to Bridgewater yet, no one will be speeding down the road to get in there.
Actually,
Because you'll just bounce
No,
off.
they might be, yeah. But there's springtime, they're supposed to
Pave it? Yeah. Well, it wouldn't
No,
have
they're
to.
supposed to, all new drainage and everything.
So you need a bumpy road?
All right, so if I could, before we adjourn, if I could just ask everybody, as you get up, just take the chairs that are in the center. Let's see if we can get them back around the tables, because there's another event going on here. Thank you all for coming. We'll see you down